March 25th, 2020 was a another historical day in my life, or maybe everybody's life. It's a day when in the country or in Kanpur they declared the beginning of the lockdown. First day the lockdown began, and after retirement till March 25th, the day the lockdown began, I had a same routine: getting up, getting ready, going to office, coming back, and this thing. But March 25th onwards, I stopped going anywhere, and I am confined to my room or my house. And since then, last 7 months, my friend, it has been a unique experience which couldn't have I wouldn't have got it unless it's been enforced courtesy Corona times lockdown. And what I experienced, I'm going to share today. So I'm going to talk today the solitude, the secret of longevity. What I enjoy is solitude. I've started in last 7 months. I've started enjoying this solitude of this forced isolation. I'm really fortunate. I can spend now a lot of time by myself. It is very beneficial, my friends, to be alone. The mind gets enormous amount of uh, fresh air, fresh thoughts, and of course ultimate rest. And a day of silence, my friend, gives you more energy than a day full of activity. That is certain. I've realized this factor, and I'm sure all those who are isolated or in solitude, forced solitude like me, must be experiencing the same thing. If you keep your mind blank for a while, and that is the sole purpose I feel is the any purpose of meditation. You can enjoy solitude, and you will find the energy flow within yourself, and it is very empowering. Even the fact that I'm alone and sit on in a silence for almost whole day is like for weeks at a stretch, even not just exchanging a few sentences of words with my daughter Zara. I don't watch TV, very seldom. For some movie or something interesting movie I don't watch. And I have I involve myself fully and only activity, that is reading and writing. No interaction with the outside world, only except besides a couple of my friends are my only connection with the outside world, and few friends who are connected to, with me telephonically. My friends, I really don't uh, somehow enjoy or like these days the human company. It scares me. Besides traveling to Delhi twice since the lockdown period, maximum I drive to my village, Maudaha and Lucknow, both just 100 kilometers from Kanpur, once in a while. Most of the time, I sit in my total silence, introspecting and happily enjoying myself, the happiness of solitude, or happy. I being learned how to be happy in solitude. I had like everybody else. I had mainly two setbacks pre-retirement and one major setback post-retirement. But so far, so there is no setback which affected my health. I've been healthy all through. Pre-retirement setbacks I had two. First was 2000 January 2006 when I lost all my worldly belongings when my house, wherever my residence was set ablaze by a truck loaded of ammunition proceeding from cantonment to the forward areas, and incidentally I was not at home, and everything entire Bangalore and it was blown up, and there was nothing left except the kind of dress I was putting. I lost all my worldly belongings, all photographs, all documents, all mementos, everything. This was a setback, but still I was not financially insecure, and the life moved on. One of my friend, a great friend who was believed in astrology and all those things, which I didn't believe, he said, "Zahid, you are lucky. Anything you lose in our religion or in our mythology by fire, you are going to get back in a most purified form a form in some sort of time." Passed on. Another setback was 2013 when I lost my father. He was my father, he was my mentor, guide, friend, philosopher, everything you name it. For me, he was everything. I sat whole night alone, going over the past, remembering all the childhood, all the time spent with him, what all I learned with him. People kept coming, kept dropping in, and it becomes tedious. And soon I left from my place of posting. I left after his leaving the world and post-retirement. I feel like a solitary traveler left on the roadside. Since that, I have never wanted to be close to anyone. I've never believed in seeking advice or solace from someone or looking for someone to confide in me. I don't like the ideas of being emotionally dependent on people, because I feel everybody having this sailing the same boat. One weak person cannot support another weak person. I've always managed on my own, even during the worst these crises I've just mentioned. I had a post-retirement one setback where I lost all my. For the first time, I was financially insecure because of my greed or temptation. I was exploited in such a manner. I allowed myself to be exploited in such a manner that I lost all my money, all my whatever I've earned in last 30, 40 years in one just in half an hour. God has been kind that I regained. I'm no more financially insecure now. But that was a setback. It gave me a great deal of learning. Like I have always managed on my own, even this crisis was managed on my own. I just don't like to sit back feeling depressed. And I feel and I say with conviction now that work is the cure of all ills, all setbacks. There is no better recipe or remedy for any kinds of setback to bloody come back and strike back. And that is only possible with involving yourself in a creative work. Generally, I have not been depressed, never. Not even when I was uh, retiring, post retirement, when leaving the army. People generally feel sad. leaving such illustrious career, that too at the young age. You are not too very old. Because I always felt that I was emotionally strong. Even as a child, I was known to speak my mind and have really rarely ever lied. I hate to tell a lie. I hardly ever get angry or hassled, though I'm very, very short tempered. But I don't, I let things pass. No matter how big this setback, I feel if you are able to say this one liner, it helps. Just say to yourself, it doesn't matter. I don't give a damn. And that thing really becomes irrelevant and thing passes off. All these three setbacks, I faced them, I defeated them only by drowning myself in work, and that's by professional work and writing, and of course, reading. I believe very strongly, and I oftenly repeat and keep telling in all the talks, in that the Quran and Hadith stress on that don't waste time. Every single moment should be used. One cannot sit and brood. Whenever I am tensed, the most favorite activity which I do, which has been very helpful to me, that I take a visit to cremation grounds. I visit to graveyards. I just dive around them. This has a very cleansing effect. It works and it keeps me going. I am these days fully engrossed in reading and writing, as I said. The ultimate activity in the confinement days. Suddenly I've realized that there's no requirement of making call to anybody, or very few. I move out without even telephone. The requirement of telephone is also cell is over. Earlier I used to feel that I am being left out if I don't talk to few people. You see, I have to. There's a compulsion from within. Now that all those streaks, all those urges have died down or they're settled, they cannot be. Remember, my friends, I want to tell you, I'm a soldier, and soldier, author, scholar, whatever. But there cannot be retirement for a soldier. On the day of my retirement, in my farewell party, the senior most officer there, the station commander, he asked me, smiling, laughing, Zahid, so now you retire. What is your plans? I simply smiled and said, retire? A soldier never retires. I would never like to retire. I would retire only in my graveyard when I'm buried. Maybe that's the time the retirement starts. Nanthinana's Cotton was an English poet, 17th century poet. He sums up whatever I have spoken to, that solitude, the secret of longevity. What I feel now. If solid happens, we prize. Within our breast, this jewel lies. And they are fools who roam. The world has nothing to bestow from our own selves. Our job must flow, and that dear hut, our home. कर्ज गम का चुकाना पड़ा है, कर्ज गम का चुकाना पड़ा है, जनाब रो के भी मुस्कुराना पड़ा है, सच को सच कह दिया था उसी पल से मेरे पीछे जमाना पड़ा है, कर्ज गम का चुकाना पड़ा है. Solitude, my friend, is very refreshing and rejuvenating, and I say with conviction now, it is the real secret of longevity. Thank you very much.